This meeting is called to order in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act. Notice of this meeting was provided to the Home News Tribune, the Star Ledger, the Highland Park Planet on January 7th, 2026, and was posted on Borough Hall website at www.hbborough.com and was posted on the Bulletin Hall of Borough Hall, 221 South 5th Avenue, Highland Park, New Jersey, and has remained continuously posted as required by law. Fire exit to my right and left of council chambers. Chief, lead us to the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mayor Foster.
Yes.
Councilmember George.
Here.
Councilmember Hale.
Here.
Councilmember Hirsch.
Here.
Council President Kim Cho-Han.
Here.
Councilmember Pistonik.
Here.
Councilmember Vargas.
Here.
Borough Attorney Renaud.
Here.
Borough Administrator Hoover.
Here.
Okay. Approval of minutes. May I have a motion to approve minutes from March 10th, 2026, regular meeting as described?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember George.
Yes.
Councilmember Hale.
Yes.
Councilmember Hirsch.
Yes.
Council President Kim Cho-Han.
Yes.
Councilmember Pistonik.
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas.
Yes.
Okay, now it's time for council report, starting off with Councilmember George.
Thank you, Mayor. Just have a very brief report. The Chief Shami and Chief Abrams and I discussed our reports. We're going to hold off until the first meeting in April. We have our first quarterly report with regard to stats and events. But with regard to the library, a very interesting meeting, excuse me, at the trustees last night. As you know, the Library Board of Trustees invite different groups from town, the organized boards and commissions, in to let the library know what they do and what the library does and how to coordinate. The partner lately has been the Human Relations Commission. So co-chairs Moshe Malik and Pauline Devonish spent an hour with us discussing mutual programs as well. And they're actually already planning for the third townwide One Book, One Town reading, which brings us to the more events on the Jewish refugee in New York, parts of the Two Worlds series that's ongoing. Tonight is at 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, adults and teens, and then Thursday, 10:30 to 11:30 is group discussion and reading. Books are available. You can go on the library website and reserve them. Spoiler alert, though, we're at the discussion points where there might be giveaways of some of the plot. So if you're gonna go, you got to get there pretty quick. And that's my report for tonight. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Pistonik.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jason Pistonik. I chair the Health and Human Services Committee. I also have a very brief report for tonight. Just sticking with the theme of the Human Relations Commission, an important update there was that the DEI cookie event that they were co-sponsoring that was supposed to happen this past Sunday had to be canceled because of the unexpected unavailability of the host of the event due to circumstances definitely beyond his control, but that will be rescheduled for May. So I will keep you all posted on the new date for that. The only other thing I wanted to report on was that the Human Relations Commission, the Commission for Universal Access will be meeting tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. at Borough Hall in the Fishbowl Conference Room, as well as over Zoom. The link can be found on the HB Borough website. And then also there's a vacancy or maybe two on that commission. So if anyone is interested in working on accessibility issues in town, please submit a volunteer application again on the HB Borough website. That was my entire report for tonight, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Vargas.
Thank you, Mayor. Hi, everybody. My name is Norma Vargas, and I chair the Arts and Recreation Departments committees. Okay, registration for the 5K is going strong, and there's already over 250 people signed up, so that's very exciting. If you're interested in partaking in the 5K, you don't have to run. I walk with my family. Please go to https runsignup.com or simply just go under social media and look it up. The race is going to be on May 3rd, and if you see it's the spring fair, so it's going to be a great day all around. Also, if you're interested in volunteering to assist in making the 5K a successful and fun event, please contact the team at the Recreation Center at 732-819-0052. On that note, the Recreation Department is hiring for its summer camp, and there are positions available as activity leaders, head counselors, sports and day camp counselors. So if you're interested, or you know someone who might be, please call them at 732-819-0052 and ask for Anne Marie. Exciting Atlantic trip is coming up on April 14th. The cost is $45 per person and includes a $20 player's credit and a round trip bus ticket. And also you get to travel with a great group of people and the community center staff. I myself have gone a few times and it's a lot of fun. It is open to the whole community. So if you're interested in joining that trip, please call 732-819-0052 to sign up. With April coming up, which is Poetry Month, the Arts Commission is doing a poetry zine by and for the community. The theme will be on the river, and they're asking residents to submit one piece of original poetry. Submissions will be accepted between April 1st and April 30th, with the zine being published in late May. So check out the Borough and Arts Commission social media pages for more information on how you can participate in that. This coming Sunday, the 28th at 2:30, the Arts Commission will host another one of their very successful Learn and Create series, which is Intro to Argentine Tango for Beginners. This will be taking place at the community center and is open for ages 15 plus. Registration is required, so please register. Go to their website at www.hpartscommission.com. Also, stay tuned for events planned around the Free Little Art Gallery, which is an initiative supported by the Borough Park Partners Grant. There are locations. The galleries have already been installed by Irving School, Main Street, in front of Main Street, Highland Park, and of course, the flagship exhibition location is on River Road by Raíces. Please stay tuned. We're going to do some little mini art openings. Also, the Highland Park Historical Commission has been super busy planning for their events. These events are supported by several county and state grants, and they'll be organized around the United States 250th anniversary, and they will be hosting a series of community history open events. We just had a meeting last Thursday, and I'm very excited for what they have going on. They're also partnering with the county to provide shuttle transportation between Highland Park and East Jersey Old Town, so that, why is it East Jersey Old Town? It's Central Jersey. Well, okay. I was like, East Jersey, every time I read that, it's like East Jersey, right? What's going on? Okay, anyway, so for those residents who don't have transportation and would like to participate in the 4th of July festivities at East Jersey Old Town, we will be having a shuttle between East Jersey Old Town and Highland Park. A location is to be determined. So I really appreciate that the leadership of the Historical Commission is working on that. For that day, there will be great family friendly activities. They're going to have a 5K, music, reenactments, arts and crafts, and of course a lot of food vendors, so please stay tuned. By the way, if you are creative and have a passion for the Arts Commission is looking for more members. And if you love history, preserving Highland Park's past, the Historical Commission is also looking for members. So you must be a Highland Park resident to join the commissions, but we do welcome partnerships with commissions from nearby towns to organize joint events. You may contact me at nvargas@hpborough.com if you have any questions. That is my report on my commissions, and I just would like to take a quick moment to remind the community to please slow down when you're driving around town. This past week, I was coming into Highland Park and I was on Raritan, trying to make a right turn on North 4th to go home, and a driver was making a left turn onto Raritan again at the corner while the crossing guard was trying to cross students, and she almost got clipped by a car that was making a left turn. So I would like to remind residents to please pay attention, please slow down. I live on Wayne Street, and it has become a super highway with massive speeding. The weather is getting nice outside. A lot of kids are out there. They're roller skating, they're on their bikes, they're on their scooters. People are out walking their dogs. Please pay attention. Please do not look at your phones. Please slow down. If you're in back Wayne, like on Wayne Street, and you're already on the side street, it's not an emergency. You can slow down and get home safely and for everybody to get safely. So that's just my reminder to the community that there's no reason to run stop signs or be speeding on side streets. I would really appreciate also if we could have a conversation about how to mitigate this, because it is a very serious issue in our community. And that is my report for tonight. Thank you.
Great report. Councilmember Vargas, isn't the Windows of Understanding Thursday?
And I just sent that invitation, and I did not mention. Yes. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, the Windows of Understanding closing ceremony will be taking place at the Highland Park Library this coming Thursday. Well, this week at 5 p.m. And they will be showing the different works of art. I was one of the artists that was a part of that, and it was a beautiful initiative because it centers around sustainability. So please join us at the library at 5 o'clock on Thursday. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilmember Hale.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. My name is Matt Hale, and I chair the Economic Development Committee. Before I get to that, I wanted to give a huge shout out to two of our Highland Park High School athletes. Ava Kohler and Evangelos Kambitsis have been selected or have been stars on the Owls basketball team all year, and both were recently selected to play in the GMC All-Star Game. This is a game of the top seniors in the Greater Middlesex Conference, or GMC. The event takes place Thursday, March 26th at Old Bridge High School. Ava and the girls, All-Stars, tip off at 5:30, so go to the Windows of Understanding and then rush over to Old Bridge for that.
Oh, not rush, remember, slow down.
Oh, right.
Sorry.
I just said that.
I know. Trying to get it all in, you know? Slow down and get over there. But definitely go and see Ava and all the other All-Stars. They tip off at 5:30, and then Evangelos and the boys go at 7:30. Tickets are sold at the door. All proceeds go to charity and college scholarships for GMC players. My understanding is that the seniors, this is one of the last times to put on a show, so you can expect lots of dunking and long-range three-point shots. So come on out and cheer for Ava and Evangelos, and thanks to both of them for making HP proud. I had the opportunity recently to visit a number of different Highland Park businesses. Just wanted to mention those. Three Little Birds has been in Highland Park for about 2 years now, is located at 75 Reardon Avenue above the dance studio. They provide a wide range of supports for adults and seniors with special needs, ranging from part-time to full-time assistance. It's a great organization, really nice folks, and it was really great to be able to stop by and celebrate with them being in Highland Park for 2 years. I also wanted to acknowledge the opening of the One Stop Wedding Shop on the corner of North, 4th, and Raritan. And I just have to be very clear for the benefit of my smart aleck 13-year-old son and his friends, that is only for people who already have a bride or groom picked out. So as long as you have one of those, they will take care of everything else you need for your special day. So welcome to Highland Park. We're excited to have you. And then Circle Care, which is across the street from the One Stop Wedding Shop at the old Wells Fargo Bank. This is a therapy center for children who are autistic or on the spectrum. They're part of a larger network of centers that serves over 250 people in Middlesex County. Circle Care in Highland Park has about 30 new employees on site. And we wanted to welcome them and all the clients to Highland Park. Also, to piggyback on what Councilman Vargas said, just wanted to give a call out for anyone still interested in sponsoring the upcoming 5K race this year. We've had, as Councilwoman Vargas said, a huge number of registrations for runners. And if you are a local business or interested in supporting, it's a great way to reach them. The deadline for getting your logo is coming up fast, though. It's March 31st, which is next Tuesday. If you have any questions or want to sponsor, email Main Street Highland Park. At this point, it's mainstreethighlandpark@gmail.com. As always, the race kicks off the street fair, which again is going to be on May 3rd. The farmers market is up and running and getting started. It's really important to get out there and show the vendors that we support the market, even when it's still a bit chilly out there, every Friday from 11 to 4. So all of these Main Street events are funded through our special improvement district. The landlords pay the town into. I mentioned that because tonight we're introducing the Main Street budget with only a small, modest 2% increase. And this is keeping with our intent of trying, as the prices of everything jumps dramatically, we want to try and make sure we're doing our best to keep prices down for businesses and not have to play catch up in larger years. And then I'll just end with wishing a very happy Easter and Passover to all those who celebrate. It's coming up. That's what I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Hirsch.
Thank you, Mayor. You can register for the 5K to race me. Because I run a very impressive 10-minute mile. My name is Matthew Hirsch. I'm the Public Works and Public Committees and Public Utilities Chair. And thanks to all my colleagues for reading out some really informative stuff. Just a couple of things, Mayor. We have just a couple of meetings coming up tomorrow. We have Sustainable Highland Parks regular meeting, their monthly meeting, Wednesday, March 25th. At 7:30 p.m. It's hybrid, so that's on Zoom, and you can get the link on the website, www.hbboro.com, or come join us in person in the Heshy Berman Fishbowl right across the hall over here. Ask Stack. So, you know, there's a lot of work that goes into our tree planting strategies year to year, and the hard work of the Shade Tree Advisory Committee is crucial to a seamless planting schedule, including the admin team, Terry Hovere and Jake Callahan, that this goes down seamlessly. However, you might have some questions. And so on Monday, April 6th, hear about the spring tree planting and ask questions about street trees. If you're interested in having a tree placed on the street near your residence, or if you just have any other questions regarding maintenance or how the borough approaches its tree planting schedule, please come and ask. It's really interesting, and we have an obligation here in town to make sure that our tree canopy is as strong as possible. We have a lot of trees that are aging out at the same time because, surprise, lots of Highland Park was built at the same time, and those trees were planted at the same time. So, you know, when we come up on about 100 years for a lot of these neighborhoods, it gets time to really think seriously, and the borough is. So we're really excited about that. Join us. And then following that, 2 days later, join us for the Shade Tree Advisory Committee regular meeting, Wednesday, April 8th, 7:30 p.m. And that is on Zoom or Teams on www.hbboro.com. You can find the link there. The much heralded and awaited and postponed Repair Cafe is finally happening. Sunday, April 19th, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Right downstairs at the Highland Park Community Center at 220 South 6th Avenue. This is a really cool event, and Sustainable Highland Park has been planning for this for quite some time. Thanks to John Caputo and the whole team at Sustainable Highland Park, Rose DiLorenzo, Irene Marks, everybody there. And I know I'm not naming everybody now, so I apologize for that. But this is, you know, if you have a broken lamp and then you don't want to throw it out, you know, we live in a disposable society, and what we're trying to do, in addition to removing cars from the street, is removing trash from the landfills and making sure that we can reuse as much material as possible. If you have jewelry that might be missing a few links, if your bike needs a tune-up, or your guitar has hits bum notes, or some of your clothes or other fabrics need a little mending, or just anything that needs fixing, bring it by the Repair Cafe. It reminds me of well, you know, because I'm a PBS kid, so Sesame Street really informed my worldview growing up. And Louise used to have a cafe, Mr. Fix-It. You could fix anything. So John Caputo is our local Mr. Fix-It. Thanks to Sustainable Highland Park for doing this. Just a couple of other items here. We have, thanks Terry for the reminders, bulk trash collection. And actually, we were just talking about this morning. Bulk trash collection is picking up. The time is here, and it starts in the spring. So as you begin to clean, move, or update your home, Highland Park's bulk pickup program runs by appointment only on Wednesdays, starting in April and continuing in May, June, September, and October, with each household allowed 2 pickups per year. To schedule a pickup, call Public Works at 732-247-9379. Items like furniture, fixtures, small amounts of home improvements are free. Things that you're not going to repair in the repair cafe, accepted and properly bundled and placed at the curb the day before pickup. We feel good. It's springtime. Materials sent out without an appointment won't be collected. A special townwide pickup follows the October garage sales with no appointment needed. And for more information, visit the bulk waste collection page on the Borough website, www.hbboro.com. And just and I did just want to revisit the Ask Stack webinar. I have this is going to be with the borough's contractor, Downs Tree Service, which we just hired a couple meetings ago, and they'll be planting 100 trees throughout town. And again, that goes to strengthen the tree canopy for years to come. And so you're going to learn more about regular watering throughout the year to ensure that they thrive. So please, it's worth saying twice, please come to that webinar. Just one other item, I am fresh from thank you to Kinetics, to Mitra Lundy and Anaya and the team at Kinetics, and my coach and trainer Mendy for making available to members some promotional classes that they're holding. I know Council President Kim Chohan took a class a couple weeks ago, and I did boot camp today, and my arms, my legs, everything is tired. So they do work you, and it's just amazing what Kinetics has done, with their cafe and really kind of reaching out deep into the community. They're doing an amazing job. So check it out. I'm definitely going back, and they just do an amazing job there. So I will sit here and recover. And that's my report.
Thank you. Council President Chohan.
And the repair cafe is limited to 2 items because we looked at the flyer. My son has a lot of broken items, but we were planning on put aside there.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Stephanie Kim Chohan, and I chair finance. So on tonight's agenda is 2 items that I wanted to highlight. It's the CDBG allocation for the 2026 to 2027 year. And the proposed usage total is $76,000 with senior services at $33,000, youth development programs at $33,000, and our Borough Hall ADA accessibility pathway $10,000. Also is the 2026 budgets on first reading by title. So we will introduce the budget tonight and then schedule a public hearing for May 19th. And also introduce, like Councilman Helm said, the Main Street budget as well with the same hearing. Thank you to all the staff and the my council colleagues and mayor and all the administration that put their work and time into it. We did have a work session last week, so anyone that wants to hear more details and more line by line, you can hear that. I don't know if Terry, are you going to do your chart? Yes.
And I have a presentation.
Okay. And also, like Councilman Hirsch had mentioned this past Thursday, I attended the Pilates Community Fitness Fun class hosted by Kinetics. I know there's I know the mayor and Councilwoman Vargas still have their classes coming up as well. It was great to work out with the residents and get to meet so many of you outside of Borough Hall. Looking forward to the next time. I'm normally not like a class person because you can see who's trailing behind, which was me. I usually like to do my own thing, but it was great. Yes, no judgment zone. Yeah, but it was great. It was great to meet with everyone afterwards. And also I attended the Highland Parks PBA fundraiser. So it's so nice to see our new officers leading these efforts. And lastly, as we're in tax season, I had mentioned it last time, I wanted to mention it again, check whether you qualify for the state's free online New Jersey income tax filing option. This is through the Division of Taxation, and if you're eligible, you can save on your preparation fees. And I know I said that was the last, but ending on a high note, just a reminder that your first quarter water sewer tax bills are due next Tuesday. And that's my report, Mayor.
Anything else?
No.
Okay. Oh, Borough Administrative report?
I'm gonna save it for my budget presentation. Thank you, Mayor.
Borough Attorney's report.
Thank you, Mayor. And I'll try to be as brief as I can. For members of the public, we will be, upon conclusion of the mayor's report, there'll be an opportunity for the public to speak, as is our norm. The first public participation will be coming up at spot 9 on the agenda. That is limited to 3 minutes, and that is for items on the agenda only. That's your ordinances on first reading, as well as your resolutions. We do have an ordinance on second reading tonight. The public will be given an opportunity to speak on that ordinance specifically on a second session. And then at the conclusion of the agenda, there's another opportunity for the public to speak. That is an additional 3 minutes on any item that they wish to bring forward that is not on the agenda already. And as a reminder to the public, it is public participation. So you'll have your 3 minutes. You'll be able to address the council. It does not mean the council will address you back. At the conclusion, the council may respond to any comment they wish. Thank you.
Thank you. And now it's time for my also very brief report, but it's exciting. Earlier this month, the Borough of Highland Park, New Jersey, was added to a select group of municipalities. We are now recognized as FLIM-ready communities. The designation comes through completing the New Jersey Motion Picture and Television Commission FLIM-ready New Jersey program. This program prepares municipality to meet the needs of the film and television industry. I'm really not good, I always eat my F, and set standards for attracting filmmaking to our community. With the latest edition in March of 2024 and August of 2025, New Jersey now has 58 film-ready communities. I am very, very, very proud to say Highland Park is one of them. Yay. This was put into let's put us into a very, very, very strong position to host movies and television production, bring new energy and new economic opportunities to our borough. It also creates visibility to our local businesses and showcase the small town charm, and makes Highland Park such a special place to live and work. I want to extend my sincere thanks to Borough Administrator Terry Javier, Letitia Bartik, Harry Glazer, and our dedicated borough staff for laying the groundwork to this us to welcome this new and exciting industry. Thank you, staff, for making this happen. I know it took a lot of work, and I really appreciate it. I also, I also want to remind everyone that the Borough of Highland Park 2026 Park Partners Program is now accepting applications. The program invites residents to submit ideas to enhance our community. After submission, projects are presented in a public exhibition, followed by a community voting session. Then the borough will award up to $2,000 each to help bring 5 winning projects to life. Projects must fall under one of the 5 categories: environment, the arts, cultural diversity, safety, universal access, or health and wellness. And Highland Park High School projects are accepted from our students. You can find the application on the Borough Hall website on the public section. Voting will take place on May 1st, Sunday, May 1st, from 1 to 3:30 at our community center. Please note, borough residents are eligible to vote. Applications are due no later than April 21st at 4 p.m. Again, it's worth repeating, April 21st, 4 p.m., application final submission. For more information, email our Public Information Officer, Harry Glazer, at hglazer@hbborough.com. And a part of my Councilmember Hill, talk about how much we're engaged in our community with economic development. And we have been busy. We've been out there and we have been making sure that we welcome new business, celebrating the old ones. And this was an effort that was done by myself, Councilmember Hale, and Economic Development Coordinator, Rituja Bartek, and Public Information Officer, Harry Glazer. So we're really out there. The team is really out there making it happen and trying to highlight new business and old business alike. And just welcoming everybody to Highland Park and making sure that you know that we're here as a team to support you. In recent weeks, we, as Councilmember Hale said, we visited 3 locations. One more I have to add, I did visit on a Saturday, Vision of Hope Recovery Center, and they invited me to come and speak for their Women's History Month. They are a recovery center right here in town, and we should probably go out there again and meet with them and welcome them as a new business in town. And tomorrow, we're going to be visiting the Cognitive Behavioral Health Therapy Center. So one more, and then I think that's going to wrap it up for this month. I also want to say, I want to thank the PD for inviting us to the event that they had last week. It was fun. And I think it was a great way of us coming together in a relaxed way, without any work, and just enjoying the evening. It was great. Last night, I was invited to Governor Sherrill's Women's History Month in Princeton at John Throckett, and I was super excited to meet our first female state chief. And that's a big thing, because first time in the state of New Jersey, we always talk about the state police, and now we have a female. That's our first. Her name is Janine Hemmulik. I hope I pronounced it right. It's an odd German name, but I had an opportunity to meet her. I had to take a picture, so I posted on the website. So you can go on the website and see my picture, because I'm very proud that I had an opportunity to meet our first female chief of police. And I wish her much success. I wish our governor much success as we move on. And that's my report. Okay, and now it's time for public participation. 21 minutes total, 3 minutes to speaker, limited to items on this agenda. Comments from members of the public in person will be heard first, followed by those on Zoom. If you're on Zoom, please press the raise hand button if you wish to comment. Anyone on Zoom, Terry?
First time. There are no attendees on this.
Okay. Seeing none, may I have a motion to close public participation?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember George?
Yes.
Councilmember Hale?
Councilmember Hill?
Yes.
Councilmember Hirsch?
Yes.
Council President Kim Cho Han?
Yes.
Councilmember Pistonik?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
Okay. Now, ordinance and requiring a second reading. Clerk report on ordinance number 26-21-26.
An ordinance amending and supplementing chapter 278-17 parking on-street accessible parking spaces within the Borough of Highland Park has been duly advertised for consideration of passage on final reading by title, and affidavits of publication are on file. The ordinance has also been posted and made available for public inspection.
Now it's time for public hearing on this ordinance. If you would like to speak on this ordinance, please come to there's no one here in person to come to the microphone. Anyone on Zoom?
Still no attendees on Zoom.
And seeing none, may I have a motion to close public participation?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember George?
Yes.
Councilmember Hale?
Yes.
Councilmember Hirsch?
Yes.
Council President Kim Cho Han?
Yes.
Councilmember Pistonik?
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas?
Yes.
May I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 26-21-26?
Mayor, I move to adopt it. I just want the public to note, it's not removing a handicapped ADA space from the street. We're returning it to inventory. It was assigned. That person is no longer here in town. So we're returning it to the inventory so that we can assign it to another space where it is needed. So I vote yes.
Okay, great.
Second,
I'll second.
Okay, roll call.
Councilmember George,
Yes.
Councilmember Hale,
Yes.
Councilmember Hirsch,
Yes.
Council President Kim Cho Han.
Yes.
Councilmember Pistonik,
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas.
Yes.
Ordinance on first reading. I'm requesting the council take a motion to table ordinance number 26-2127 at this time. Updates and revisions are needed before the ordinance is ready for consideration.
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember George.
Yes.
Councilmember Hale,
Yes.
Councilmember Hirsch.
Yes.
Council President Kim Cho Han.
Yes.
Councilmember Pistonik,
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas.
Yes.
And now we move to the consent agenda. May I ask any council member if there's anything that they would like to pull from the consent agenda for a separate vote?
No, Mayor.
Okay. May I have a motion to adopt the following consent agenda items, 8-12 through 12K?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember George,
Yes.
Councilmember Hale,
Yes.
Councilmember Hirsch,
Yes.
Council President Kim Cho Han.
Yes.
Councilmember Pistonik,
Just want to say I'm very excited to see the South Third Avenue resolutions move forward. Yes.
Councilmember Vargas.
Yes.
Resolution requiring a separate reading. May I have a motion to adopt resolution 3-26-101 authorizing amendments to the 2026 temporary budget?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember George,
Yes.
Councilmember Hale,
Yes.
Councilmember Hirsch,
Yes.
Council President Kim Cho Han.
Yes.
Councilmember Pistonik,
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas.
Yes.
Clerk, please report on introduction of the 2026 municipal budget.
Municipal budget of the Borough of Highland Park, County of Middlesex for the fiscal year 2026. Be it resolved that the following statements of revenue and appropriations shall constitute the municipal budget for the year 2026. Be it further resolved that the said budget will be published in the Home News Tribune in the issue of March 29th, 2026. The governing body of the Borough of Highland Park does hereby approve the following as the budget for the year. A hearing on the budget and tax resolution will be held at Borough Hall on May 19th, 2026 at 7 p.m., at which time objections to said budget and tax resolution for the year 2026 may be presented by taxpayers or other interested parties.
Thank you. And now it's time for our long-awaited budget presentation. Administrator Gary.
Thank you. I am going to share my screen to share my presentation slides. So just give me 1 moment. All right. So thank you, Mayor. Thank you, council members. This was a little easier this year for me because we had our work session last week, so everything's a little fresh in my
Yes.
mind. But you'll recognize some of the slides. I'm kind of using a similar format as I usually do. All of these slides will be posted on our website along with the budget documents. So anybody who's watching can download them and look at them more closely. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I encourage you. So I'll just jump right in. Hold on, my screen is obscuring the slides. I'm starting at taking the big picture look, and I'm going to drill down, starting with kind of the overall property tax snapshot. The total amount to be raised by property taxes is basically estimated to be, and this is inclusive of all of our obligations, municipal, public library, county, and schools. The estimated amount, and I'm saying it's estimated because these budgets haven't been adopted yet, is $59,231,196.30. And that represents about an $816,000 increase over the prior year. And I'm going to get into the bigger picture, but I'm just putting it out there now because often people just want me to cut to the chase. There was a decrease in our total assessed value, and I only share that because That's how we establish our tax rate, which is the next line down. You divide the rate, the total assessed value and the total amount into the total amount to be raised, and that is our rate. And so the rate is looking to go up about 0.042. And so what does that mean for the average property tax bill, which this year the calculation for the average assessment is $482,368. And so the average assessed value, so if your value is $482,368, your bill would go up by $229.68. So that's essentially a 1.75% increase over last year, or would look like about $20 a month, just to kind of put it into perspective for all forms of, all purposes, okay? So where does our tax bill go? And I apologize for those of you who watch this every year, and it's very similar. Well, this pie chart doesn't change, I can tell you, from year to year too much, and it did not this year. So we're looking at, the lion's share of the tax bill goes to the schools at 60%. Next up is the municipality, and that covers basically all of our operations at 26%. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about our budget next, so hang in there. 12% goes to support county activities, parks maintenance, roads, sheriff's office, you name it, everything the county has to do to fund what it does. 12% of our collected taxes go towards that, and 1% goes into the Middlesex County Open Space Fund, which is what we will be hopefully tapping into for that grant application that Councilmember Costello just mentioned. So that's one of the reasons we pay in, is so that we can hopefully see those funds spent in Highland Park eventually. Felton Tot Lot, that was another project that's funded by the Open Space Fund. 50%. And then 1% of this pie is our statutory obligation to the library in the amount of $754,927. As you'll see in subsequent slides, we go 65% over what is required by state law to fund the library. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. So that's kind of the distribution. This has been the distribution more or less since I've been here. But it's good to remember where our tax dollars are going. But now let's talk about the Highland Park share of that pie chart, that 26%. And the budget that is being introduced tonight represents, I'm skipping around on my slide, a 3% increase in total appropriations. I exclude grants from that calculation only because it skews things. If I include grants, it's a 0%, because we had some grants that haven't come through yet, so that it skews the outlook. So I like to take the grants out of the picture. So the budget proposal before everybody is a 3% increase, or if you want to look at the chart, total appropriations less grants in the italics is $20,934,950.05, and that second column, first box there, first row, which is an increase of about $615,000. And that increase, interestingly, it seems like a lot, but half of that can be attributed to two expenses. I'm just trying to give you the flavor of kind of the constraints we're under. One is an obligation to fund police and firemen's retirement system. Those for retirement for our police officers. We have a payment due of $189,066. It's not discretionary. We have to support it. And we also have, just looking at the top two expenses this year over last, 123 and change in police salaries and wages, which is really a 3% increase over prior year. So it's not like leaps and bounds, but it's an expensive department, and the obligations there, and we need a police department, and that makes up $300,000 of this $615,000 increase. So I just want to put that in perspective. We discussed a lot of this at the work session as well, so if anybody who's listening wants to hear a little bit more, you can feel free to go watch that tape or give me a call. But some other areas where we did decide to make a bit more investment was in the fire department, where we are asking for an increase in order to support an additional full-time firefighter, as well as an additional part-time shift to really increase our safety coverage and keep up with our demands on the department, as well as an additional $53,000 over last year in public works, primarily to really get our tree maintenance and planting operation where it needs to be. So I'm just giving you a flavor of where some of those increases are. Every other number in this budget, the salaries and wages, are the people who work here or positions that already exist. So just try to put that into some perspective. So back to the table. How does that translate in the amount to be raised by taxes? I gotta double check my plus right. I always have one typo, so we'll see if I have one this year. But the amount to be raised by taxes goes up from 14.8 million to about 15.4 million. And essentially our non-property tax revenues are essentially flat. So a lot of that increase that I just presented has to be borne out by the tax in order to make it cover the budget. But how does that translate to the average assessed property in town? That one I mentioned, and that's my typo. I think that 4885 might be the wrong. It should be 482,368. All right, there it is.
There you go.
Councilman Hale caught that.
I knew it. I knew it.
You always have one. You always have one.
It wouldn't be the budget presentation.
Trying to figure
Wasn't a typo in the packet. All right, back to things.
We are eagle eye.
I knew it. So basically, the change in the municipal portion of the tax bill comes to about $150 a year, which I'm just doing the math. It's about $38 a quarter or $12 a month. So that's our share. The school budget process is underway, and anybody who wants to know more about that, I encourage you to go on their website and attend their meetings to learn more about that. But just sharing that. So that's kind of the how does that play out? Well, this pie chart doesn't change a whole lot either from year to year, but a couple numbers did. But public safety is our biggest unit at 26%. That includes police, fire, dispatch, which is now through Rutgers, but still we have to pay for that. Our municipal court, a lot of those fees. Statutory and insurance is 22, so that's health insurance, liability insurance, pension payments, Social Security. I've also added the reserve for uncollected tax to that line, which is why it jumped up because I couldn't figure out where it best fit. But that's something we have an obligation to raise every year in order to comply with state laws. Public Works, all of their entire operations, soup to nuts, 16% of our budget. 14% covers all of everything else, not Public Works and not police in terms of staffing and operations. Our capital improvement and debts are at 10%. So that's paying back what we borrowed as well as investing in our capital improvement fund annually. This year, the pie chart showing 6% is covered by grants, but grants are an in and an out. So what's covered by a grant? That number will likely grow before the end of the year, but I'm including what we have commitments for as of this date. And last but not least by any means is the library. Makes up 6% of this municipal pie chart. I'm including the statutory requirements that I mentioned before, plus that $490,000 additional that we fund the library. That represents a 2% overall increase for their budget in this calendar year. So that's general picture of how we're allocated. And so with that, I'm going to skip over to the utility budget snapshot, where essentially it boils down to four main areas. We've got that we have, and this is funded through the water and sewer charges, that the bills that we send out every quarter. This is separate from the tax bill. And this budget does not require a increase in the water and sewer rate in order to balance out. I say that now, but we may be looking at an increase at the end of the year or for next year as we look at kind of where we are and we see how revenues do this year. But I just want to make that clear. We're holding purchase of water flat. We had some unexpected increases not passed through that we had anticipated in prior years, but we are expecting about an 11% increase in the purchase of water costs for Middlesex Water, but they have not had their rate approved by the BPU. So every month we don't have that is money we're saving, putting in surplus, and we'll apply it towards other things. Operations and maintenance, that includes all of the things that we need to do to run the system, is about 25% of the budget. It's only up by about $87,000, and that's primarily to cover, we're seeing a slight uptick in water main repairs, so that's where that money is mostly allocated to. MCUA, which is our sewerage processing fees, everything that goes through those drains has to go through the MCUA. And also, we also reimburse Edison for a certain number of homes that are on their sewer lines. That line makes up about 28% of our budget. And it actually went down in part because our estimates through MCUA have looked good, which we attribute to decreases in inflow and infiltration, in large part due to the work we've been doing to line the sewer lines and address leaks in the water system. So that's, hopefully we'll start to see some of these numbers both go down over time or stabilize. So that we actually had a savings this year of about, based on the estimates that they gave us for this year's budget of $21,950. It's a little lower. And then capital and debt service, those numbers are fixed at and are up by about $26,000. So total appropriations up $92,635 for this year. And then last, I just thought I'd give a flavor because I think people like the capital projects more than anything else, even though it's just a capital plan. It's subject to authorization by the governing body. And some of these projects are already partially funded through grants, but I thought I'd mention them because they're going to be part of our workload this year. We have a grant from the state to help us with some capital improvements, among which are paving and ADA improvement around our buildings and grounds, and some HVAC and fire alarm upgrades in our buildings and grounds. So I'm excited. Those we believe should be funded through those grants, but there may be some additional capital required, but I'll be reporting back to you once we have those estimates firmed up. Mullen Malcraft Park, unfortunately, has been on this list for a couple of years, but we finally have assembled enough grant funding to actually advance, we believe, this project this year, at least award a contract this year. Public Works, where we already have allocated funds for a garbage truck, and we're likely to come back for authorization for a recycling truck, in part because we are hoping to be able to roll out, with the addition of recycling toters, one-arm pickup throughout town where we currently have one-arm truck pickup. So that's something you'll be hearing more about as we kind of assemble that plan. But I wanted it in the capital plan for those recycling toters in case we decide we can move ahead with that. Utility improvements on the plan, South Third Avenue water sewer main upgrades. We're trying to get those done before our plaza goes in. So you're probably seeing a bid go out sooner than later for those improvements. And we also have to do some upgrades to the interconnection with New Jersey American Water on River Road. We have an interconnection there, but we need to do some, they've done their upgrades, and now we're gonna have to do our upgrades. So Middlesex Water is working on the specifications for that. Roadway, pedestrian, bicycle. First one, Jason, again, your favorite topic. We're gonna need to build a plaza, and we're gonna be hitting up grant funding wherever possible, but we'll likely have to allocate our own capital to close the gap in funding and to fund the project fully. The Safe Routes to School Phase 1 project is going to happen by this year. I don't know, I just can't not. So I just want to put it on there. We are going to hopefully be awarding the construction management and inspection services at our next council meeting if all goes well. We have to get DOT sign off on that. And then we can put that bid out and get ready. But the construction timeframe for that project is not long. because they're pretty straightforward. And then we have already authorized, but are not yet to be awarded, our improvements on Grant Street, South 8th, North 10th, and Boca, which I know we've reported on previously, but they are things we're going to be doing this year. And of course, and this was always on my list as coming soon, and now I can say underway, is the Woodbridge Avenue water main replacement and the roadway improvements that will follow immediately concluding the water main work, which is probably at least halfway through at this point, the water main work. So that's a snapshot of the capital projects we're going to be working on and the elements of our capital improvement plan. Again, there's the way these are funded are varied, but they're all part of our plan for the coming year. The capital improvement plan actually has a longer horizon than 2026. And if you look at the municipal budget, you can see the full picture there, but I didn't put it together here. So Mayor,
Thank you very much,
that is
Terry.
my presentation.
Very good, thank you.
I will
Now-
stop my screen share. Give me 1 moment, Mayor.
Yes. May I have a motion to adopt resolution 326-102, authorizing introduction of 2026 municipal budget by title and schedule public hearing for May 19th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember George,
I think it's a very well put together budget. I think it certainly tries to save us as much as we possibly can in a very tough time. It is tough straits in a lot of ways, but we've also managed to do some very clever engineering of the budget at the same time. Administration and finance did a great job on it. So yes.
Councilmember Hale,
Madam Mayor, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Is that, my understanding is the school budget has not been finally approved, so it's possible that before introduction that there may be some changes around the school budget, and so our numbers would change as well.
Well, our numbers shouldn't change,
Our-
but the overall tax
Overall
outlook would
change.
be different based on it, but they were projecting in the amount to be raised by the taxes due to an increase in state aid would be level this year, which is good news for the tax bill.
Yeah, I think it's good news, and I just want to make sure that those final numbers aren't put
Yeah,
in.
and they're estimated in our budget on purpose because we know our cycles don't dovetail perfectly with
Right.
the county and with the.
Yeah,
The schools.
I just wanted to make that clarification, and I think it's a solid budget. Thank you for all your work on it. So, yes.
Councilmember Hirsch,
I'm a yes, and really good budget. It reminds me of actually kind of what we're looking at the state, kind of a tight year, but still maintaining some really important investments. So like, this is really well done. I'm super impressed. And I walked away from the work session last week, with very few questions. And so I really appreciate the attention to detail and just being able to kind of anticipate also kind of, all the projects that we have, coming on the plate. I mean, the recycling toters, I should point out that was a campaign promise many years ago. So this is just how long it takes. And so thank you, Terry. This is great. Thank you, Mayor. Yes.
Council President Kim Cho-Han.
Yes, and I just want to again thank my council colleagues who they have mentioned probably numerous times here on the dais from the federal level and different grants, how those grants have shifted where they thought maybe in their bucket that is no longer there. So I appreciate them being flexible during this budget as well too. So thank you and yes.
Councilmember Pistonik.
Yes, and thank you to Terry and Rhea for crunching the numbers and arriving at a very reasonable budget.
And Councilmember Vargas.
Yes, and thank you for all the work put into this. I'm so excited to see the recycling toters and also anything South 3rd Street related. So thank you for making allocations for that.
Okay. Clerk, please report on introduction of the 2026 Main Street budget.
By the Borough Council of the Borough of Highland Park, the following statements of revenue appropriation shall constitute the Main Street Highland Park budget for the year 2026. Said budget shall be published in the Home News Tribune in the issue of March 29th, 2026. Governing body of the Borough of Highland Park does hereby approve the Main Street budget for the year 2026. A public hearing on Main Street's budget and Business Improvement District will be held on Tuesday, May 19th, 2026 in Borough Hall, 221 South Fifth Avenue, at which time and place objections to said budget and resolutions for the year 2026 may be presented.
May I have a motion to adopt resolution 3-26-103, authorizing introduction of the 2026 Main Street Highland Park budget by title and set publication for May 19th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember George,
Yes.
Councilmember Hale,
Yes.
Councilmember Hirsch,
Yes.
Council President Kim Cho Han.
Yes.
Councilmember Pistonik,
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas.
Yes.
It's time for the second public participation. We have no one in the audience. Terry, do we have anyone on Zoom?
I see two people on Zoom. So now would be a time to raise your hand if you want to say something.
Yes.
I don't see any hands raised.
Seeing none, may I have a motion to close public participation?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember George,
Yes.
Councilmember Hale,
Yes.
Councilmember Hirsch,
Yes.
Council President Kim Cho Han.
Yes.
Councilmember Pistonik,
Yes.
Councilmember Vargas.
Yes.
May I have a motion to adjourn?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Our next meeting is scheduled for April 14th at 7 p.m. Make sure you get your taxes done day before tax day. Good night, and everyone be safe. Have a safe holiday season and safe spring break.